Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom, and welcome to the Sarah Blessing Ministries. I'm Minister Sarah Abraham Israel, and today is Saturday. It's the Sabbath, and I want to say welcome to the beloved nation of Israel. Welcome, family. I'm starting off today's message with praise and worship. I'm going to read from Psalm 138 before I get into the message. I will praise thee with my whole heart. Before the gods will I sing praise unto thee. I will worship toward thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name. In the day when I cried, thou answerest me and strengthenest me with strength in my soul. All the kings of the earth shall praise thee, O Lord, when they hear the words of thy mouth. Yea, they shall sing in the ways of the Lord, for great is the glory of the Lord. Though the Lord be high, yet hath he respect unto the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, thou wilt revive me. Thou stretch forth thine hand against the wrath of mine enemies, and thy right hand shall save me. The Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Thy mercy, O Lord, endureth forever. Forsake not the works of thine own hands. That's Psalm 138. Today's message is about the dangers of witchcraft, love spells gone wrong, love spells that backfired, and modern day witches. It is loaded. This message is fully loaded. And today is October the 26th, which is just days before the world is celebrating the holiday called Halloween. And just so you understand the manipulation of words that they use on our people, when you hollow something, to hollow something means to call it holy. So by calling the day of Halloween, they're calling that holy, even though it's an evil day. It's the day of the dead. It's the day of the devil. It's the day of ghouls and goblins and evil demonic things and dark energy and dark forces and dark entities. It's the day for that on Halloween, and they're actually calling that holy when you celebrate it. All of the world's holidays, they're actually holidays, and they are pagan. They are worship of the devil, and they are 100% against God. Every holiday from Easter to Thanksgiving to Christmas to Valentine's Day to Halloween, to even Labor Day, all of them are based on, even Mother's Day, it's based on a pagan goddess. Absolutely every holiday in the world is demonic. And when you celebrate it, you're cooperating with evil spirits, demons, and entities that will attach to you and carry out evil things in your life because you participated, because you put your energy towards that. So I don't know how people can feel comfortable with, 11 months out of the year saying, I love God and, God is my everything and I'm getting closer to God. I'm getting my life together. So all January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, all those months, and then November, December, all those months, you're claiming God and you're saying that he's your everything and you're a Christian and all of that. And then Halloween rolls around and you just forget about everything and you start doing whatever the world is doing and celebrating evil things based on Halloween, based on what they're telling you, witches and skeletons and ghouls and goblins and spiders and weird things. And you start celebrating that because the rest of the world is doing it. What are we doing? That doesn't even make sense. A double-minded man receives nothing from the Lord. You can't claim to love the Lord all these other months of the year and then October rolls around and now you with the ghouls and goblins. That don't even make sense. That's crazy. That's craziness. It makes no sense. and it's time to come out of the world. We are being called as God's people to come out of the world, to come out of foolishness and darkness and wickedness, and to return to the ways of the Lord, to return to these commandments, laws, and statutes that we used to keep. We used to lead the world. We were a sovereign nation a long time ago. We were the kings and queens of the earth. We owned everything and everyone. We set the rules and standards because we were the people of God. We are the people of God still, but we were the people of God that kept the commandments, which meant all the other nations by default, they were underneath us because we kept the commandments. We were up here, the other nations were down there. What happened? The reason that the world is backwards, the other nations got ahead of us. They got on top of us because they started. What happened was when we stopped keeping the commandments, the power that we had, our sovereignty, it transferred from us to them. That's how we lost power. That's what happened. That's how we went into captivity. It's because we started following after the wicked, pagan, evil, demonic, idolatrous ways of the other nations. We started following after false gods and evil idols. We started following after them instead of the one true God, which is the Most High God of Israel. We left our God, we left our first love and started following after the pagan, evil ways of the world. That's how we lost our place. That's how we lost our sovereignty. But the Lord is now calling us out of the ways of the world. Come out of her, my people. He's calling us out of the world so that we can return to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments that he has commanded us to keep. So that's why I'm bringing you this message today about witchcraft. And before we get into that, let me open up with a prayer. This word will go forth unhindered and uninterrupted by any demonic or satanic force, and it will reach the ears, hearts, and minds of everyone that the Lord has gathered to hear it. Souls will be saved and lives will be changed at the hearing of this word in the mighty name of Jesus. So let it be. Let's talk about witchcraft. Witchcraft is the use of supernatural powers of magic. These abilities are granted by demonic spirits who are conjured up through spell work or rituals. A witch is a practitioner of witchcraft. Don't let them rock you to sleep. A practitioner, when you're in the spiritual world and you start hearing the word practitioner or work, that is a witch, okay? If the person who is telling you that they did a reading for somebody and they did work and they are a practitioner, that is a witch. I want you to understand. Don't let them rock you to sleep with these words. Practitioner means witch in the spiritual world. And so traditionally, witchcraft means the use of magic or supernatural powers to inflict harm or misfortune on others through spiritual manipulation. Witchcraft is using sorcery, magic, or incantations, which are chants, to summon demons or evil spirits to do your bidding, to carry out an evil task for you. It's demonic. It's a sin. It's an abomination to the Most High God because you're literally calling upon the enemies of God to do work for you against another person, a person that God himself has created who is given a free will and a mind and a life of their own. Do not be deceived. There's no such thing as a good witch. That don't exist. And white magic leads to the pit of hell, just like black magic does. The New Age terms of good witches and white magic are words that are used to manipulate your thinking and trick you into sinning against God through witchcraft. Contrary to popular belief, you don't need any sophisticated or special materials to perform witchcraft or put roots on somebody. Household items and even things in nature can be used to perform spell work. It's extremely important to know this because witchcraft is extremely widespread all throughout the world, and absolutely anybody could be practicing witchcraft at any given time. An important thing to know is that the Most High God gave all of us free will, and no other person in the world has the ability to take your free will away. They can't actually take it. However, if your will is weak, or if you're actively living a life of sin, then you're more susceptible to be influenced by somebody doing spell work on you. And you should also know that certain people are highly protected in the spiritual realm. I'm one of those people. And when the Most High God has you ranked as a protected person, you can actually detect or discern when a person is doing spell work on you. And the Lord can show you how to block those attacks against you with the help of the Most High God. I'll talk more about that later. Let's talk about witchcraft words and meanings. Practitioner, I talked about this before. A practitioner is a witch or a warlock. Work is spell work or witchcraft. Roots is also spell work or witchcraft. Spirit, when you hear people say, I heard from spirit or I was advised by spirit, they're not talking about the Most High God. Please understand, they're talking about familiar spirits or demonic spirits or other entities. That's the spirit that they're referring to. They are not talking to the God of Israel. That's not who they're talking about. Spirit guides, same thing. These are familiar spirits or demonic spirits. Let's talk about the various names and terms in witchcraft. There are many. Wicca, sorcery, the occult, roots, dark arts, black arts, brujeria. I don't know how to pronounce all of these. Some of these, I just learned them and looked them up. Just roll with it. Macumba, armores, which is love spells, rituals, juju, jinx, evil eye, diabolism, necromancy, incantation, magic, voodoo, hoodoo, devilry, witchery, spell, ritual, hex, curse, potion, amulet, talisman, charms, mojo, altar, coven, cauldron, enchantment, wizardry, astral travel, divination, conjuring, mysticism, paganism. All of those are terms related to witchcraft. Let's get into what the scripture says about witchcraft. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Whoever lieth with a beast shall surely be put to death. He that sacrificeth unto any god, save unto the Lord only, he shall be utterly destroyed. That's Exodus 22:18-20. Let's keep reading. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do these things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Galatians 5:19-21. Let's keep reading. This next verse that I'm going to read, the first one, is talking about tattoos and not getting them. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards, to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Leviticus 19:28-31.
So quick little story time for y'all. So I had a client, okay, and she didn't like what I gave her in her reading. Y'all know I don't sugarcoat nothing that I say in these readings. I'm just a messenger. If you got a problem with what I say, then you need to take that up with spirit and not me. So anyway, she decided that she was going to go to another reader, another practitioner, to help her get the results that she wanted to get. Well, she went to this other lady and she did not get what she wanted. The lady did work for her, but it did not go the way that she wanted to go. So guess what she did? Oh, she picked up her phone and called me and asked me if I could help remove what this lady has done, because there are things that are taking place in her life and she does not understand them. And it did not start happening until after she paid this woman to do work for her. Now, the type of work that she needed done, I was not willing to do because it involved messing with somebody else's free will. And y'all know I don't do that type of work. Instead, I gave her a sound and wise advice and even some suggestions on what she can do to better help herself, because, I feel like if you got to do work to try and mess with somebody else's free will, then you're not secure or confident with yourself. There's something going on within inside of you that you need to handle. If you got to go and mess with somebody's free will to get what you want, then that is obviously not for you. She paid this woman to do this for her. And instead of her getting what she want, she got the complete opposite. And it was just complete chaos in this woman's love life. It was just a complete disaster. And she wanted me to help. You know what I did? I told her that she need to go right on back over there to that woman who she thought could help her and get her to remove it, because I wasn't. No. I offered you sound advice, gave you wise advice at that. You think that woman? No, that woman wanted your money. She did not care what you would experience if she did this. She probably even knew what you would experience, and she still took your money. So after the practitioner started doing work for her, things got pretty weird. Now, of course, y'all know this was a love spell. Bruh. Y'all know how I feel about love spells. I just feel like they are just so unnecessary. Now, what she did not tell this practitioner was that the man that she was trying to do this love spell on was a married man. This was a real practitioner. She would have been able to pick on that, because that was the very first thing I picked up on, that this was a married man. Then again, these practitioners out here are so faulty. She probably knew and did not care. Here's the killer part, y'all. It worked. She actually succeeded in getting this man to leave his wife and come to her. What they also did not pick up on is the fact that this man's wife was also a practitioner. Oh Lord, it got so heated for sis. Oh, it got hot for sis. She had that man over there and all kind of chaos just started ripping through that house. Oh, honey, it was ugly. I knew who sis was. I know sis was a practitioner. I saw it. But Spirit told me not to tell her. And I believe it was because she needed to learn this lesson. He cheated on her with multiple women, including one of her very close friends. Stole money from her. Every night he would have nightmares and proceed to try to attack her in her sleep. When they had sexual intercourse, she would continuously get BV all the time. Every time they had sex. And she said none of this stuff was happening before this work. She said her hair began to fall out. It keeps falling out. Honey, that could have been from stress, because all the stuff that she was going through, that was a lot. She ended up pregnant and had a miscarriage shortly after. And she said she bled for like 2 to 3 months straight. And I believe she said she still was the last time I spoke to her. And she said she won't stop it. It just won't stop. And she said she's been to the doctor. They have done all of these tests and they can't find anything wrong with her, but she will not stop bleeding. All of this stuff happened, y'all, within 6 months. 6 months. All of this stuff happened in 6 months. This was the absolute worst. And I wish this on nobody, not even my worst enemy. She lost her job and her brand new 2019 Kia broke down out of nowhere, and it had no problems. And she just said it wouldn't come back on, and it was almost as if it was totaled. She couldn't even, it was too much to get it fixed. It was like the engine went out on it or something. She had a very, very, very difficult time getting through this, all because she wanted this married man. Do y'all see what you have to go through when you do stuff like this? It is not worth it. So, not only did this man start cheating on her, he started doing all kinds of stuff to her. Not only that, in the end, he ended up leaving her and going back to the wife. After he left, she thought that things were going to go back to normal. And, she was kind of at this point ready for him to go, because she knew that she was, this was backfire from what she had did. So after he left, it didn't stop. It got worse for her. It got really bad for her. And that's when she came calling me and asked for my help, and I kindly declined. No, I'm not about to help you. You went and put a spell on somebody else's husband. What did you think was going to happen? And then on top of that, she's also a practitioner. And it's like, that's why y'all got to be careful. That's how you know she was messing with a faulty practitioner, because this practitioner should have been able to see that this man was married and all of this other stuff. But because this practitioner probably was faulty and probably just wanted her money, she did it anyway. I hope sis found the help that she needed, because she wasn't about to get it from me. Look, I told you what to do. You didn't want to listen to me. You didn't want to listen to me and my spirit guide. So we about to help you. No, sorry. Y'all, then she had the nerve to get snappy with me. I'm confused. Isn't this your job? Aren't you supposed to help people? My job is to help folks who ain't hard-headed. The ones who care more about working on themselves than material possessions and things that is not going to help them grow. The ones who ain't out here looking for microwave blessings. The ones who see that there needs to be a change and wants to change and are willing to put in the work to see that change come through. Not y'all hard-headed ones out here. If you're hard-headed, I advise you to leave me alone, because I will hurt your feelings. I take what I do very serious. This is my time and my energy that I am giving up here. And if you are not taking your journey serious, then neither am I. Y'all gonna get enough of trying to be out here getting blessings without doing the work first. A lot of these practitioners out here will not tell you that. They just want your money. These people bank on you being desperate and weak. They just want your money, and a lot of people suffer because of this. Be careful. Stop being hard-headed. Work on your inner self before you go out here trying to manifest material possessions and things that you don't even really need. Last thing, if I give you spiritual insight during a reading and you decide that you want to do your own thing and you don't want to take my advice, and you end up in something that you can't get yourself out of, please do not come back to me. You need to go back to the person that helped you get into that hole.
And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul and will cut him off from among his people. Sanctify yourselves, therefore, and be ye holy, for I am the Lord your God, and ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord which sanctify you. Leviticus 26-8.